friends, this is Jennifer from DecorSauce, and today the project I'm going to be sharing with you is how I'm going to create a wall-mounted media center or entertainment center for my kids' playroom. It's going to have room for their television, their video game platforms, books, random toys and things that are always on the floor and that we just don't have any storage space for. So the first thing I'm going to show you is what I'm working with in the space before. So this is my before shot of the area where I'm going to put the vertical shelving on the wall. This is just a TV sitting on a dresser, and it's a tangled mess of wires and cords all the time between the internet router and all my kids' video games, portals, and stuff like that. So the goal of this is to get more storage, first of all, by using the vertical space that I have available to me and getting all this stuff off the floor. And the second is to give my kids a place where they can see all their video games and stuff. It looks organized and nice and they can find everything. Okay, now that I have the wall cleared out from behind me and all this stuff put away, I just wanted to show you the product that I'm going to be using to create this wall-mounted vertical storage unit. So first of all, this piece is the horizontal piece. I don't know if you can see it in there. This will go on the top of the shelf for the whole shelf support unit at the very top, and then all of the other shelf brackets hang inside of it just for extra added support. I got one of the longest possible because I want this storage unit to go all the way up to, as far as I can, almost all the way to the ceiling. So I'll hold it up to the wall to show you. These ceilings are 9 feet, so it's not going to go clear from the top to bottom, but I'll have plenty of space to store stuff at the very top and plenty of stuff to store things at the very bottom, baskets or whatever. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to find out where my studs are on the wall, and then I'm going to make my marks into the studs so that I can begin hanging the stuff. What I bought was one of the horizontal shelf supports that I showed you, and then 4 of these shelf brackets. So the first thing that you're going to do when you decide to hang vertical storage like this using the Rubbermaid shelf track system is you're going to want to figure out where you're going to hang it on the wall. So I'm going to go nearly to the top of my ceiling, probably 8.5 feet, so that I have enough room to still put a shelf on the top and store baskets, but I want to use all the available vertical space that I have. So what I'm going to do is hold up my shelf track on the wall where I want it, and then I'm going to make a mark with a pencil where all my holes are. So my studs in this house are metal on the second floor, and they are 24 inches on center, which means they're 24 inches apart. So I'm kind of unlucky in that way because I'm not going to have a lot of holes to catch here in studs. Hardware that I'm going to use for the studs is a metal screw like this. It's specifically for metal studs. And then where I can't catch a stud, I'm going to be using these drywall anchors. These are 75-pound drywall anchors. They work really well. You just tap them in with a hammer and then you screw them the rest of the way in, and they come with their own fitting screws that come with it. So I'm going to make my marks on the wall, and then I'll show you what it looks like when that's all done. Okay, so I've inserted a drywall anchor at all my little marks where these holes are on my track, and now all I have left to do is hang it up. I did want to say that I went ahead and used an anchor for every single one of the holes that isn't going into a stud, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to use every single hole. I'm just going to because it makes me feel better because this is going in my kids' space, and if they were to accidentally jump or climb too hard or something like that on the shelving, I don't want there to be any risk. So it just gives me a little bit more peace of mind putting an anchor in every single hole, even though I don't even think you have to. I think probably if I catch 3 studs, that's probably enough for the whole shelving unit. Just makes me feel better to have the anchors. I'll show you what the wall looks like when I have with all of the anchors in it. So as you can see, I've got an anchor in every marked spot, and in between are where the studs are. So that is going to get its own drywall screw. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the bar, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all set up. Now that I've attached the track to the wall, the only thing left to attach is the actual pieces that your shelving hangs on, and we do that by I'm actually going to attach these to the studs as well using the holes provided here. So I'm just going to follow the stud line from the top of the rack to the bottom and attach this last piece, and then they'll be ready to accept my shelves. Now that your tracks are installed on your wall and all the studs, the last thing to do is hang your shelves. So the shelves that I'm going to be using, I actually made out of 1-inch pine boards that I just spray painted white. I primed them first with the bin primer, and then I just spray painted them white, which is good enough for now and really cheap. These are about $13 for a 6-foot piece. So this is 1 inch by 11 and a half, I think, by 6 foot long. So you can do these to any length that you need based on your wall, and Home Depot or Lowe's, whatever big box store that you buy them at, will cut them for you to size, whatever size you need. So my tracks are done, and now I'm just gonna hang the shelves on the wall. So now that all my shelves are filled with my stuff and styled, I just wanted to go through it really fast with you how we did the organization in case you're interested for your own playroom or project like this one. Along the bottom, I know I told you that I got baskets from Hobby Lobby, and so you can see they're full of blocks and games and various things that don't look nice on a shelf but still need to be here nonetheless. So that's in the baskets below. And it also allowed me to customize the height of the bottom shelf and put all of the wires from all the game systems underneath, including the internet router. So this really just hides it and gives it a streamlined look. Plus, there's always things that need a basket and can't really go on a shelf. So that's what's down on the first level. On the second level, I have all my kids' game systems. I don't know if you have kids and they had portals, but we had a lot of games with portals, and so that's on the second shelf. And then the television and markers and supplies on the middle shelf in the boxes. That's what these are. And then also my bubblegum machine. This was actually, it's an antique, and it was in my bedroom as a kid, so it's a little nostalgia for my kids, and I love seeing it there. And then in these baskets here, we have controllers for the game systems and controllers for the television and the DVD player that we have here. And then also a basket with all of the kids' headphones, because we're always needing headphones, and that gives them a place to put them where they look organized and tidy. And then, of course, we need a shelf for books. This got all of my kids' books out of their rooms and together, so where they can both access their books and find the books that they want. And then, of course, their games. And this shelf is for the games that I allow them to reach. This is mostly their stuff, games and puzzles. I have all the adult stuff high, because my 8-year-old still loves to open up a fresh game and scatter the pieces around the house like confetti. So these are the games that I want them and allow them to have access to, and all of the adult games or chemistry sets and things like that that they need my help for go on the very top level, where they cannot access it with a chair or a ladder even without my help. So the shelf that's almost at the top, and I'll scroll up so you can see it. I wanted to have extra shelving even though I don't have something to fill it right now, so I just added some decorative stuff from around the house just to fill it and make it look complete, but that it'll allow us to grow in the future as we add more stuff for our tastes or needs or whatever changes. And then, of course, the top I already mentioned, but that is all of the adult games and chemistry sets. That gives you a little insight on how I organize my shelves. And that really wraps up this tutorial. I thank you so much for watching. I really hope that if it helped you and you liked it, that you will share my content, that you'll like it, that you'll subscribe to my channel. Every Friday I have new content that's being released, so please feel free to check back on that. I've got tutorials coming, DIYs coming, and also I have some home decor that's coming and some painting techniques and things like that. So please check out my channel often for all those great updates. And then also, if you check out the links below, I have a list of all my other DIYs and tutorials, so you please click through there, and hopefully something there you'll find that'll help you as well too. So don't go away yet. The full panorama of the room is coming up next. Thank you so much for watching, and have a happy DIY.